Alright folks, we're here at the pitboss lexington. We're trying out the P settings. I got it fired up on P setting 0. According to the book and any Google search I did, that 7 is the slowest pause time. Pause time means how often the cycle turns, the auger turns, and drops the pellets in. Alright. Now 0 should be the highest. P setting 4 is your default setting. So we're gonna leave it on P0 for a while. Let's give it 30 minutes, and we'll be right back in 30 minutes. Okay, it's been 30 minutes. Now remember, we're on the P setting, so it's at 290 on P setting 0. That's kind of weird. Anyway, let's go to P setting 1. I don't know if we have to do that or not, but we'll give it another half hour and see what happens on P setting 1. Alright, it's been another 30 minutes. I'll bring that in a little closer. Now we're up to P1. Now we'll go to P2. Remember, the higher the number, the slower the turning of the auger. So it drops them in really slow and go farther in between. Alright, we'll be back in another 30 minutes. Alright guys, as you can see, it's putting up some smoke, and we're down to 235. Remember, the higher the number, the lower this temperature should drop. So now let's go up to number 3. Alright, remember, the higher the number, the slower the pause on the auger between drops of pellets. Now your temperature will vary a little bit, depending on how many pellets happen to fall out, you know. It doesn't drop exactly 10 pellets at a time, it's whatever it drops on. Alright, we'll be back in another 30 minutes. Alright, as you can see, the temperature dropping on P3. Now we're going to P4, which is the default setting. When you start it up, it automatically goes to P4. See, it's at 180, but the smoke temperature is at 210. So that depends how many pellets fall in and out. Alright, we'll be right back in 30 more minutes. Alright, been another 30 minutes. Now we'll see it down to 200 on P4. Now we'll go up to P5. And we'll give it another 30 minutes. Alright. Alright guys, been 30 more minutes. We're down to 185 on P5. Remember, the higher the number, the slower the feed will be. Up to 6 now. Now, people will be talking about cold temperatures. You know, if you're out in the cold, like here in Wisconsin, you want to go to a little lower number. If you're in the hot summer, like in Texas, you go to a higher number. Alright, we'll explain all that later. Be right back in 30 minutes. Alright guys, now you see we're at the lower setting, and it's really putting out some smoke now, folks. Higher the number, the slower the... Trying to see, the sun's really bad here. Alright, let me move you on. There we go. Remember, the higher the number, the slower the pause time, how often the auger comes on. Alright, now the last one will be 7. Okay, we're at 145, 150. We'll see how that goes. Be right back in half hour, folks. Putting out some good smoke at the higher number. Alright folks, there we are at the highest number. 155 degrees. Smoke setting. You can do jerky or sausage or whatever at that temperature. Alright, remember, the higher the number, the lower the temperature, and the smaller the pause, or the longer the pause. We'll go inside and talk about this a little bit. We'll see you inside. We'll shut her down. Alright guys, I see the video on the different P setting. You know, the cold weather, if you're out where I live, where it gets below 0, you want to run that number down to like 2 or 3. That'll increase the amount of pellets that drops into that pot. Keep that temperature up, because the cold weather will drop that temperature down. Now if you're living down south, like in Texas, where it's 110 degrees in the summer, you might want to go up to number 7. That way the pellets will drop in very slowly and not very often, because the outside temperature is hot. In order to keep that temperature down low, you have to drop in slower. So the higher the number, the slower the pellets will fall in. They call it a pause. How many seconds it pauses as it drops. You know, depending on how many pellets drop in, your temperature will fluctuate a little bit. So don't spend all your time staring at the temperature gauge. I hate that when people message me saying my pit boss does not hold temperature. It's up to 300 or I got it set at 275. Stop staring at the gauge. These things fluctuate. I don't care what anyone says. PID controller or whatever, they all fluctuate up and down. It all depends on how many pellets fall in at one time, what kind of pellets you use, the outside temperature, the wind. If you're worried about it, get you one of these things. You know, whatever external temperature gauge, put it on your grate. Go by the grate temperature, see what's going on. You know, if you got it set at 250, it goes to 400, and of course you might have something wrong there. But 25 degrees either way, no big deal to Scotty. Scotty sets his temperature. Now you gotta keep that probe clean. Scotty don't always keep it clean. You know, make a habit of wiping that off, keeping all the grease and smoke off it. You know, okay, anyways, enough rambling. That's about the P setting. Got any questions or comments, leave them down below. I'll answer them as fast as I can. Now this is only on the pitboss Lexington Onyx. Now any other pit bosses, I don't know anything about those. Alright, howdy, peace out.